Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. A coalition of Southeast democracy, human rights, security and safety civil societies under the aegis of the Coalition of the Defense of Southeast Citizens and Properties has tasked the federal government to set up a panel of inquiry to investigate the actual activities and the level of involvement of Royal Switch Service, a private militia company in the southeast, with a view to identifying and determining the cost of lives and properties lost. Because the Royal Switch Service is a private security company owned by Asari Dokubo. The coalition, an amalgam of over 40 advocacy organizations in and outside Nigeria, stated that there was need to investigate and confirm who engaged Asari Dokubo, why, and for what purpose. Based on the comments on the Nigerian army distancing itself from Asari's claims in recent times, the CSOs demands the panel to be set up to uncover the extent of damage and casualties of Asari Dokubo's private army operation in the southeast. Finally, if found culpable, they've demanded that Asari Dokubo will be made to face the full wrath of the law. And they strongly believe that this would be the journey towards a genuine healing, reconciliation, and rehabilitation of those who have lost persons, those who has lost properties and means of livelihood as a result of Asari's engagement in the southeast, the group stated. The coalition requested the President Bola Tinubu administration to make categorical statement on the false flag operation in the southeast, now which is intended to put the region in chaos, as we have resolved to explore all measures within the frame of the law to put a stop on it. The demands of the CSOs were contained in a letter dated October 12th and was addressed to Malam Nuhu Ribadu, the National Security Advisor. It was also General Abiodun Labaji, the Chief of Army Staff, Kayode Adeolu. Okay, so my country people, the letter was signed and they've requested the federal government to set up a panel of inquiry into Asari Dokubo's private army, private military company, which goes by the name Royal Switch Services. Hey, my country people, Asari Dokubo dey hot to no be small thing dey happen. Ever since Asari Dokubo use a mouth to say like this, in one open private military company, wey be say even government sef go come dey patronize am. Asari Dokubo, who is the ex-militant, leader, had disclosed this. I think that was some few months back, after the elections, after Tinubu's inauguration, he made this known that he would set up his own private army, which he did. And a lot of people had questioned that move by Asari Dokubo. How can an ordinary civilian, how can an ordinary citizen own a private militia company? I mean, who is behind Asari Dokubo's move? Is it that he has the backings of the president? That's why he's doing all this. Because another person cannot just wake up one morning and decide to have a private militia group. That works for, is more like a private security company, which he claims has the express, support of the president. And it seems Asari Dokubo is officially engaged with the federal government, to convert operations in the southeast, especially in Abia, in Anambra, in Enugu, in Imo, and in Ebonyi State. So this coalition, they are saying that Asari Dokubo's Royal Switch Service do not have the approval to operate under the Private Guard Company Act 1986 and the Private Guard Companies Regulation of 2018, wherein Section 1 stated that the mode of licensing and operation for private guard companies, similarly Section 35 and 36, designates the Minister of Interior or an officer authorized by him to act as the licensing authority to any such company, the group posited. More so, the CSO stated that Asari's Royal Switch Company had no presidential approval to operate in Nigeria, insisting that the militia company going by extant laws of the federal government never ever met the constitutional conditions and approvals. So therefore, it is an illegal gun-running outfit designed for the execution of the people of the Southeast. Indecently, in a viral video taken from one of his numerous media appearances, Asari was specific that his men had carried out security activities naturally reserved for the Nigerian army in the Southeast, where he made it known that they've diligently carried out extensive, services that was meant for the Nigerian army. And then people started raising questions. How come Asari Dokubo's men is doing all these things? Meanwhile, we have the Nigerian army. Hope they are seeing what's going on. This is more like a slap to the Nigerian army's faces, because it seems that Asari Dokubo and his men is doing what the Nigerian army cannot do. And Asari Dokubo was using it to boast back then. So they've diligently carried out investigations. Some of his outbursts where he boasted how he killed citizens of the Southeast during his illegal operations in the region. His comments were similar to the wide excitement often exhibited by his boys in high tunes and some under influence, which is being destructive. So my country people, Asari Dokubo and his men, his boys, well, what they are saying is Asari Dokubo has really employed quite the meaning in sundry remarks in describing the people of the Southeast, and bragged how he had killed them during an illegal engagement in the Southeast. So the coalition frowned at the way and the manner that President Tinubu is keeping quiet. The Nigerian army, they've distanced themselves from Asari Dokubo without making it a point of duty to apprehend him and to make him face the law. So they've recounted the pains and the reckless and the incoherent utterances of Asari each time he talks about Ndibo. So we dare to say that Asari Dokubo should be made to face the law, the coalition said. So my country people, Asari Dokubo just dey on jeje, come talk say he wan start up private army. And now these people don dey talk say Asari Dokubo, they use this his private army, they take do one or two things which is illegal. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments